Hey all my future buyers and sellers out there, I am here to teach you more than you knew before about the real estate process, and today is no different, except I am sprinkling in a little bit of breaking news locally for your entertainment, but I just wanted to discuss the idea, the concept, the term of an iBuyer. And if you don't know what that means, or you're a little unclear, or you've even thought about it, take a step back, watch this video first. Let's get into it. Hey, it's Ella with Ella Estate Realty and welcome back to my channel. Now, if you've never been here before, I give you a weekly dose of all the tips, hints, and hacks you can handle about real estate. And if you're returning and have ever been able to apply any of my videos, information to your real estate transaction, then I think you owe me a like or two. So as for today's topic though, I'm going to be talking about iBuyers and how this affects you as the consumer in using these kinds of programs to sell your house. Now, I will say it's not a very familiar term, but the concept is quite old. And to me, just simply put, it's an investor coming in, giving you less than what your house is worth and telling you, I'll give you all cash for a smooth, quick closing. So we're gonna be talking about that today. And first things first is, who are these companies that are coming in? Because of course, we've all been to a four-way stop, a busy intersection, and seen those signs in the ground that says, I'll buy your house for all cash. But if you haven't been approached by an investor like this and all of a sudden you're starting to see commercials from Zillow and Redfin saying, we'll buy your house, don't worry about it. This is what I'm talking about. This is the campaigns that they're rolling out, millions of dollars in advertising, trying to entice you to sell your house to them without using a trusted real estate agent in the process. And of course, there's pros and cons to every situation, but I just want you to remember that sometimes things are too good to be true. To best understand what an iBuyer situation is, it's good to know what these companies' names are, really. Instead of the individual spin-off of an investor buying one house and rolling into the next one and rolling into the next one, these are the companies that broke the mold that are now busting their way into the real estate world. About a decade or so ago, Opendoor broke in, changed things up, shook it up, and then OfferPad came quick to follow and knock. But of course, Zillow and Redfin could not miss out on the opportunity. So back in 2018, they hopped on board and now they can make offers on houses. And my local news is Seattle, Redfin, they're launching. Now they can buy your house for all cash. But what I want you guys to understand is, with these big companies coming into real estate and offering these different services and the convenience of giving you all cash for your house, there are some things that are rolled into it. And when they are sending you their little PowerPoints about breaking down costs, it's really important, and I would completely recommend this, to book an appointment with a real estate agent of some sort and ask for a net proceeds page that will list out how much you'll be expected to make off of your house sale if you were to put it up for sale with them. And then compare that directly to these big companies so you can understand how much convenience is actually costing you. I like to compare the real estate agent versus iBuyer situation by three categories. So first is their number one goal. Now, the iBuyer as a company are trying to keep their profits high. So they want to buy a house under fair market value, averaging 3 to 5%, we'll just say under, so they can actually make a profit. When real estate agents come in and they're trying to sell your house for as much as possible over fair market value so they can make an income, of course, but also you as the consumer can get as much profit off of the house sale as possible. So there's that first disconnect. Next is the repairs of something wrong with your house. Maybe it's in not the best condition and you need to make some changes. Now that, if you put your house up for sale, is completely up to you. If you want to refuse an offer because they're asking you to make a bunch of repairs, you can completely do that. But with an iBuyer situation, they are requesting you to make those repairs, or they'll just deduct it out of your profit line and it shrinks even more. And then lastly are the commission, the fees that are charged to you in bringing this transaction together. On an average, real estate agents make 6% off of the deal, national average, when their processing fees, everything that are included, are 5 to 9%. I've seen some fluctuation there, and you're selling your house for less than market value with a higher percentage, so your profit is just shrinking so little. So things to be aware of. After reviewing those three, to most of you, it makes no sense to actually take advantage of an iBuyer program just because you're losing so much money and opportunity. But of course, there's a reason why people do use this, and they use it, often enough to make the news, make a video about it on YouTube. And that is because of the advertisement of you need to move fast. You need your money fast. You don't want to deal with the hassle of going through a process, maybe losing a buyer along the way and it being inconvenient for you. You don't want to do staging and photography or have people come through your house, especially nowadays for showings. Just you want it to be done with, and maybe that is priceless to you, so you take advantage of this. And for you as the consumer, when you're selling your house, it's completely up to you to make the decision on what you want to do. But in my eyes, it's an investment, and you want to get as much out of your investment as possible. Now, you can't control your current events or situations that you find yourself in, and whatever makes sense for you is good. I just wanted you guys to be aware of some of the facts that go into it. Now, the reason why this came about is actually because I was in a meeting with my managing broker this morning with a bunch of other real estate agents, and they'd gone through the process of acting like they needed to sell their house for all cash with Redfin in the Seattle area. Now, instantaneously, he entered his information. They make it way too easy on you. You put in your address, your updates, your features, and then somebody calls you within 5 minutes. Oh yeah, I just want to see how serious you are and make sure this is all correct, and then sends you a PowerPoint to review and go over of what the price and the offer that they put together is made up of, and how this will break down and compare to other people and how they're competitive and all. Well, his house got an offer from Redfin for $730,000. Now, it's definitely a lot of money. But he just refinanced a couple months earlier, and the appraiser came back and said his house was worth $835,000. So that's $105,000 difference, which just blows my mind right then that anybody would take them up on their offer. But it continues through the process of the PowerPoint. It goes on to say, you don't have to worry about the real estate commission that's on average 6 or 7%. We're just gonna charge you 6.9% to process this, but also a 2% closing cost on top of that. And then any repairs you need to make, we'll see after we do our inspection if we need to discount you even more for your proceeds. So really it was dropping down into the 600s. Astronomical to me. And then as the PowerPoint progresses, it really turns into them wanting you to list with a Redfin agent. Because the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is that iBuyers or Zillow and Redfin, I should say, don't really want to buy your house because it's so expensive to hold on to a house. What they really want to do is figure out if you're willing to sell it so they can set you up with their agent, or they can set you up and sell you as a lead and get a 45% referral fee. And that is the end game that is iBuyers through the big box names. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I gotta tell YouTube about this. This is too good. So I wanted to share with you guys a little bit more on my perspective, my managing broker's experience, explain a little bit more so you guys understand what you see when you see those commercials. Zillow now buys your house. Wait a second, yeah, you guys know the drill. But I'm just gonna end the video right there. I think I jam-packed enough information into this that hopefully it's drum up a couple questions. You've been able to take something from it. And if you do have those questions, you can reach me directly at my website, EllaEstateRealty.com, or you can message me on Instagram or leave me a comment down below. As for today's video, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time, and I hope you're having a fantabulous day.